Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about the G-Line Assault Armor. So, we already talked about the light armor in a previous video, but today we're going to talk about the Assault Armor, which I currently call the G-Line Broken Armor because it is really good. And at first I didn't agree with the certain communities in this game saying it was broken and it needs to be like nerfed. But at the same time, I didn't give it a fair shot. Like, I got it, but the thing is, I liked my light armor much more, so I didn't play the assault armor. When I played the assault armor, I'm like, excuse me, what is this? So the main thing about the assault armor is its cons are very, 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 very minimal compared to the overwhelmingly positive aspects of the suit. Um. So yeah, let's just straight dive into this. Um. As you can see from the level 1, it has HP, melee resist, and melee boost. That's all it really needs. It does not have topographies. As I got the level 1 recently, so we're gonna really do this one at level 2. This video at level 2, but I just want to show off my level 1, not gonna lie. So my G-Line Assault Armor level 2 has the same HP basically as my level 1, because it doesn't need any more. It's got 1500. 15,000. I put range boost on, I put melee boost on, I put thrusters on. So, let's just dive into this suit. It has the assault armor shotgun. So how this shotgun's different from, say, the Ifrit shotgun or the shotgun that can be used on both the Ifrit DS, and the Camphor, is that it's a semi-automatic shotgun with 6 shots, and it doesn't instantly stagger as a stun buildup. It takes about 2 to 3 shots, good shots. If you land 2 good shots of stagger, if you land 2 horrible ones, you need a third one. But it does cause stagger and does break maneuver armor. It doesn't do as much damage per shot, but that's because it's semi-automatic. The assault armor heat lance, its special weapon currently, if we get the, I forgot what's called, the Dolahan, the Power Dolahan. You know, we'll see the assault armor heat lance over there on that suit. But until then, this is the only suit with this specific weapon. Blech. Has late model head mounted Vulcans, which do 70 damage, 30 rounds with 150 range. It has the assault cannon unit, a shoulder cannon specific to this suit, and a claw shield, a medium-sized shield with 4,400 HP, which currently is just under a third of the total HP value for this suit. Parts, we're looking here at levels 2 through 4 enhanced melee program. Granted, that gives it 22 melee boost, bringing it up to a total of 45. Thruster control system level 3 to give it more speed, give it more thruster bar because it doesn't have topographies. Levels 1 and 3 quick loader to help the shotgun and the cannon unit, because they're both count as ballistic weapons, reload faster. And enhanced fire program level 2 to increase damage from both the cannon and the shotgun. So, this suit has some skills that make it interesting. So, it's got balancer. It's a raid, so it's got balancer at 450 cost and 400 cost. It's got level 2 melee combo controller, so it has 3 swings. Granted, you only need 2 of them to really do anything with it. Offense system reduces reaction when hit by a ranged attack during melee combat. So it has stagger resistance from ranged weapons while doing any sort of melee attack. Maneuver armor level 1, high spec and back. Explosive reactive armor, if you haven't seen this in one of our previous videos with the suit that features this skill, basically means that weapons like bazookas and cannons can have to direct hit the suit to cause a stagger effect. It cannot splash and stun this suit. They have to hit directly on. Doesn't matter where they hit directly on, it just has to directly impact the suit itself. Leg shock absorbers level 2, anti-blast stabilizer level 1, and shield tackle level 1. So, this suit has no skills that are lost in translation in using a suit that every single skill here this suit can abuse. And the weapons of this suit are really good. So the problem why this suit is classified as busted and needs probably a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of power taken away, is the fact that you can literally pressure, no matter what class this enemy suit is, this suit can 1v1 almost every suit and its cost tier because it's got a lot of defense naturally and a good amount of health with a lot of stun weaponry for a raid. It's got a shotgun, it's got a stun, it's got a cannon that can stun, it's got Vulcans. Basically, it could just walk at you with range damage because it already has a nice range modifier of 22 base at level 2 and a lot of melee damage. So, like, this thing just, like, it doesn't care. As long as it can confidently, like, single you out, this suit will do a lot of damage and it's gonna hurt. So, the thing is with this suit, how I play around the Heat Lance is that the Heat Lance is very slow. And by what I mean slow is a lot of its attacks are really slow to cancel. And thing is, the cooldown on the melee weapon itself, the swing between combos, is very long. You will not be able to hit a suit that's on the ground with your Heat Lance if you're the one who caused it to fall down if you used a downswing. That is just because how long the lance takes to be ready to use again, and all the latency in the servers and your ability to cancel, it just doesn't work out. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to basically break its legs with the shotgun when it's on the ground, and it's not going to be able to run because you've already basically been shooting its legs with the shotgun and the shoulder cannon to even get up to it. So the suit just doesn't really have anything going against it. Its positives are it's got instant stun for 3 shots, by the way, 3 shots of instant stun. Possibly 3 other stuns from its shotgun that lands every shot really well, right? And it's got a really high damage melee weapon that covers a lot of distance and has a large hitbox. And it can fit reloading parts to make the shoulder cannon and shotgun, even though they have low ammo counts, reload really quickly. So it doesn't lose damage to sacrifice for more DPS, but it also has high burst. It has high burst. It has high DPS. It has sustained damage. It just got everything. Like, there's no drawback to this suit, and this is one of the best raids in the game, in my opinion, at 400 and 450 cost, if not the best. It counters that. It can lock down any suit. So let's move on to the gameplay section. We'll go over a little bit of what I was talking about here about the Heat Lance and not being able to hit enemies on the ground as effectively if you're the one who comboed them to the ground. We'll talk about how it can lock down enemy suits in a 1v1 and how much damage it can actually put out. So, I'll see you guys over in the gameplay section. Alright, so welcome to the gameplay section of the G-Line Assault Armor video. We're gonna have a real talk about bullshit. Alright, and this suit is the equivalent of dumb. So, as we were going over in the build part of the video, this suit has 2 stun ranged weapons and Vulcans to go along with a high damage Heat Lance that has 3 swings, offensive system, and explosive reactive armor, all of which combo together to basically mean if this thing's meleeing, there's only 2 ways to stop it, as to hit it with your own melee. This thing has high melee priority, so you need a high melee priority, or you need to wait for it to lose its high melee priority because it's hit something, or you need to tackle it. And good thing tackling this downswing is very easy, but how latency and service work, you will still take the full damage most of the time. So let's get into this suit. There's not really much that I can say that can counter this outright directly other than generals that know how to play very well. You have to kite out this suit, and you have to really rely on expertise in beam weaponry and high accuracy with any sort of ballistic weapon. I highly recommend, though, if you are going to use a ballistic weapon against this, use anything that has a minigun. So therefore, in space, that would be the Pale Rider space type, the Pale Rider Cavalry at 400 cost, the Unit 5 is really good against it at 450 cost because it has a minigun as well. Stuff like that. The Camphor can actually 1v1 the suit pretty well because the Camphor has a lot of ballistic weapons, and the shotgun will break the suit's maneuver armor. So, the standard Efreet has a hard time due to its squishiness against ballistic weapons and it suit's high melee defense, but at the same time, it has a shotgun to keep the suit locked down, and the free shotgun will stagger faster than the G-Line assault armor shotgun. So essentially, the shotgun, if you land 2 good shots, it causes a stagger. But with latency, if you land like 2 bad shots like that, you need a 3rd one to stagger. So accuracy is relevant to using the shotgun. Keep in mind enemy movements, as they will definitely become erratic the closer you get into range, and essentially shotgun range. I would always aim for the legs. They're going to be the things that move and cause the biggest hitbox, because you can see whenever a suit moves, its legs are constantly kicking behind it, which means if you're aiming at the body, especially the lower body, the legs will always take chip damage, and therefore as long as you get the 3 half shots or 2 half shots, you'll get the stagger. You can see just me pelting this cannon here. Pelting at close range with a full shot is doing 1500 damage to it, which is a considerable amount. Switching to the shoulder cannon, a shot's going to do about 3k. This suit's going to destroy ranged supports with ranged weapons. Now you can imagine when it finally gets in close with its high-powered melee weapon, it's not going to be a good day for that support. Especially when, say, this melee weapon, say if I have baited out the tackle this Grandpa Gundam, I'm going out and I'm hitting this downswing. Now imagine if I didn't slide to the right a little bit. As you can see what I mentioned earlier, by the time I was able to boost cancel back and my melee was ready to hit, the Grandpa Gundam was already getting back up. Latency might cause enemy suits to get up faster, so also topography bonuses are going to make it to where that's also going to be faster as well. Don't rely on going after for your melee when you boost cancel your downswing, especially since it can only cancel so late. Your shotgun is going to be a good way to actually do any damage to an enemy suit on the ground. And if you want to feel spicy, hit him with the cannon, because people love cannons. But yeah, no, this suit excels against 1v1, 1v2 combat in the sense of enemy suits grouped together, can be hit with the shoulder cannon, fly it with the really large hitbox melee weapon, and cause massive amounts of damage. The thing is, as I was talking about earlier, the downswing is the easiest way to actually counter this suit, because it is such a large hitbox, it has a long range, it's a lunge, it's slow, and it's hard to cancel out of, but it does a lot of damage. As you can see, this Grandpa Gundam here, we're hit with 1 Vulcan, is at about, 20% HP. We're gonna hit with a singular downswing, and it's gonna die. We're gonna hit this. Basically, how I'd approach a support that's out in the open, like this. Knowing that it has a bazooka, the only real thing, if it's inaccurate, it's gonna stun me. If it hits me, it's gonna be that shoulder cannon that the Gilgu cannon has. It's gonna hurt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our assault cannon unit, our shoulder cannon, to basically stagger the suit, allowing us to boost up, hit it with our melee swings. I'm only gonna hit with 2 swings because I'm not gonna leave myself open in this suit too long with the 3rd melee swing. Plus, I don't know, I just don't like hitting with 3 melees because, I'm already not going to hit him on the ground. I'm just going to back up and hit him with a shotgun anyways. So, you have to stop to shoot the cannon, but by the time they are about to recover, you should be up in their face with your melee weapon. Hit him with the neutral swing, hit him with the down swing, boost back, hit him in the legs with your shotgun. You should have enough shotgun shots to come in again for the stun with your melee weapon and finish them off. So the assault cannon unit, you must stop to shoot. But the thing is, it's a good lead-in to your long-range melee weapon. Those reload parts are really going to help you reload your shotgun between your melee combos, because as you can see, its reload speed is pretty quick with these reload parts. Your cannon also gets a huge buff on them as well. Example of the 3-swing melee combo, it does a good amount of damage, but at the same time, you leave yourself open longer, and your weapon swings are already very slow, and really hard to cancel out of. You really want to... The main thing with the suit is you want to hit the downswing. You really do. And enemy suits that are already on the ground can be hit by your downswing if you're accurate. You can slide off of them, so you be careful. But at the same time, the hitbox for this downswing starts as soon as the suit starts boosting forward. So you're gonna see the wind up where push the lance back, but then but that doesn't count as a hitbox, but that counts as you being able to be tackled. But you start doing the damage as soon as the lance shoots out forward and the suit starts moving forward. So as I'll demonstrate, you'll see the windup is counterable, does not do damage. Damage only happens when the spear is thrusted forward and the suit starts propelling itself forward. Therefore, be very careful if you're just trying to go in for a melee swing, that is a downswing, as initiation, because anybody paying attention can easily tackle you out of it. So that's why you really must be very careful in the sense of use your assault cannon and your shotgun to create enough stagger and close the distance for yourself to safely be able to finish off an enemy support with the melee swings. This also works against enemy general types and other raids due to the fact you break maneuver armor, you have a lot of stagger, which, will force them to basically use any sort of evasive maneuvers they have, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's the G-Line Assault Armor. If you guys like this video, anything I missed, put down in the comment section. If you liked it, like and subscribe to the video. Other than that, this has been During Sparrow, aka Grandy Warrior, signing off.